Hey everybody, this is Charlie the Pennsylvania grain farmer coming to you from, so I guess somewhat sunny and somewhat overcast western Pennsylvania. Today is Tuesday, August the 1st. The last video I did was one I put up, I believe it was early last week, of Corey and I tedding hay over at his place, second cut hay that I was going to bale, and that ended up, well, partly okay and partly being a fiasco in that we got it all raked up. It was the most beautiful second cut hay I've ever seen in my life, and I was baling it. Corey and a couple other friends were here unloading it, and I got about 2.5 wagons baled, and I was in the middle of that third wagon, and all of a sudden it unexpectedly clouded up and it was starting to spit rain. So I unhooked the baler and unhooked the wagon and backed the tractor into the wagon. I was going to take it down and back it into one of Corey's sheds, and all of a sudden the sun came back out. So I said, shit. So I hooked everything back up, and as soon as I got it hooked up and was going to start to bale again, then we had a downpour, and it was enough that, it was about 4:30 in the afternoon, and it was a pretty good rain. I was soaked sitting in an open station tractor, so I took the wagon down, and it was already partially wet, and I backed it in Corey's shed, and that ended operations for the day. Then we ended up with almost an inch of rain overnight to the next day, which also was not expected by the forecasters. So as a result, I only got about about half of the hay that was out there, and the rest of it, after it was rained on like that, my horse customers certainly weren't going to buy it, and I wasn't going to try to sell it to them, so I ended up losing it. But that's the way it goes in farming. Sometimes you don't always make the right decision. But in any event, in the meantime, now this week the oats is ready, so I actually started on my oats yesterday with my old John Deere 4400 combine, which is 51 or 52 years old this year, depending on whether it was made in 1970 or 71, because it is one of the early ones. The serial number is just over 5,000. But in any event, I started yesterday, and because of all that, and I wanted to do as much as I could, I didn't mess around taking any video. But I got most of my oats done. I only had 12 acres. I got 9 done, so I have about 3 more to go today. And because it hasn't been real sunny, I've been waiting here till a little later in the day to make sure that the dew is off. But I'm going to go up and get that oats right now. Now, pretty much what I took off so far has fit into these 2 big wagons of Corey's, because he's buying most of my oats from me, pretty much off the field. I'm putting it into his wagons. I have the aerator set up in the front one right now just to make sure it's good and dry, and he'll take these wagons back to his place, and he has a bin that he'll put it in that he'll be able to grind out of then. He had been buying oats from me, out of my bin, and we've been shoveling it into sacks and, so on, so he could haul it over there. But since he had this little, I think it's a Farmer Boy brand bin available, it's about 400 bushels, he decided just to, buy the oats off the field, take it over, put it in his bins, and then he has it whenever he wants it, and we don't have to handle it more than one time. So that's what was going on yesterday. So today I'm going to combine into one of my gravity wagons, and hopefully this 3 acres is probably all going to fit in there. So we'll see you in a bit. Last 3 acres of oats. right beside a pretty much deer-infested set of woods where nobody ever, you really can't hunt because of the location on houses on different sides of it. So deer get in this field a lot. And also up my field nose this year, this one is probably the weediest. It isn't very weedy right here, but you may see coming up, there's some places where the weeds are pretty tall and pretty thick, and so some of those places I'm just going to go around because I don't want to put all that mess through this old combine. It just isn't worth it. Everything else in that I don't cut the grain low with the combine. I basically come through and just try to cut the heads off so that as little material as possible goes through the combine, and then I'll come through and mow the stubble with the mower before I bale the straw. Whereas some people, a different way to do it is they cut it as low as they can with the combine, and then they don't have to mow it. Sometimes they can bale right as in the rows that are made when it comes out the back of the combine, or sometimes they may have to rake it up, but they can skip that mowing of the oat stubble. So I'm not saying one's right or one's wrong, but the cutting it high and then mowing the stubble is that's what I do, and that's what works for me. Okay, as you can see, I pretty much have a hopper full, so we're going to unload into this gravity wagon. I need to pull the lever here and activate it. But this hopper holds about 100 bushel, but you may have noticed it does have an extension on it, and it even, I don't know if you can read it, but it even says right there, Whopper hopper. So with that Whopper hopper on here, the total capacity is about 100 bushel, you know, which isn't tremendous compared to modern combines, but like everything else I have, it works just fine for me. I have no problem with it. This wagon, this is an older J&M wagon, and they're small. My dad bought these probably in the late 60s, because I know my one grandfather was still alive and he passed away in 1971. So I'd say we probably got these in 69 or 70. And I remember that because my grandfather was just amazed at how you could unload oats or, you know, ear corn or whatever we were harvesting without having to shovel or handle bags the way we used to when we had a bagger combine. So yeah, they're just small gravity wagons, but again, for what I do here, I don't use them that much anymore now that I shell corn and have the dump truck for corn. Mostly oats is when they're being used. And for occasional use, it's not worth, you know, really me going out and trying to buy bigger wagons. I really don't see the need. All right, well, that hopper is about empty, so I'm going to shut this off and you know, finish up harvesting oats here for the year, so God willing. So that's going to be it for this video. I appreciate you watching very much. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you'll consider subscribing, and if you have subscribed, I appreciate that very much. Don't forget to hit the like button, and please consider leaving me a comment or asking a question. I enjoy them, and I try to respond to everyone. So for now, this is Charlie, the Pennsylvania grain farmer, saying see you next time.